Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. Just want to give a little update on the news that's been going on the past couple of days. You know, what's going on around the world. It's just insanity. Really is. I would never imagine anything this devastating or it's surreal. It really is. I just want to take a few minutes here to kind of wish everyone well and hope you're all staying safe and during these times. Right now, we don't really know what's going to happen with this corona COVID thing. It doesn't look too good. WWE is still going on with the show. They're still putting out TV on in the performance center. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I've caught a few minutes of each episode, and you know it's not the same without an audience. Doing a match or something like that here and there is okay, but I wouldn't do it on a weekly basis, twice a week, three times a week. It is it better to just stop the show or keep the show going? It's hard to say, when you're in that position, but this is turning out to be, some of the worst times in 2020. So WWE has been forced out of Raymond James Stadium, and they have announced WrestleMania 36 will be taking place in the Performance Center over 2 nights. So Saturday, April 4th, Sunday, April 5th. Maybe they could just shorten this quite a bit, and we won't end up with a 8.5 hour WrestleMania. Maybe that's their goal. Keep things short and sweet, and it's gonna be really weird. Because if all this just blows over in the next couple of weeks, I'll be surprised. Um, I don't know what else to say about this. It's really scary. Um, I, I'm at a loss for words. What happened with this thing here, this coronavirus? It's insanity. Like I said, um, hopefully none of the viewers or none of my friends or family have to go through this. This is realer than it gets. When everything's shutting down and people are going home from work, it's a very real thing that's going on, and I don't think a lot of people are taking it as serious as we should. So back to WrestleMania. I was kind of looking forward to this. There's a few matches I would call worthy of WrestleMania, being Edge and Randy Orton, Lesnar and McIntyre. That's going to be a very short match. You know, put the title on Drew. This is enough with Lesnar. Styles and The Undertaker is going to be one not too good of a match without a crowd. It's going to be a hard sell. The DVD set is to be released on May the 12th on Blu-ray and DVD. With them splitting it up into 2 nights, I find that quite odd, unless it's just to, conserve time. They don't have as many people in there at once. They could kind of, limit who's there in which times, if that's their idea of it. The Hall of Fame has been, I think, postponed until SummerSlam, unless that's just a rumor at this point. And, it's really hard to process a lot of this stuff. I want to thank everyone who's joined us today. Planet Hars and the White Stoner here. So I'm gonna continue to do the videos and reviews, and if y'all have any suggestions or anything like that, make sure you drop a comment down below. There's also gonna be a Kofi Kingston Topps trading card in that WrestleMania set. So keep your eyes open for that with the signature cards. Hey, what's going on, man? The 2004 Punk. Thanks for joining us today. We got Zane Gallio. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope everything's all right wherever you guys may be around the world. Yeah, I actually looked into that a while back, and there's people watching the videos from all parts of the world, which is always cool to find out. I always like seeing where everyone's from and things like that, what their collections look like, all that cool stuff. So this has just turned out to be such a downer of a year with Kobe Bryant initially passing away. That was probably the biggest blow of sports in so many years, sports and entertainment. And then this virus is just insane. Yeah, that WrestleMania would be awesome in the garden if there was people there. How they could do this, I don't know if they could somehow manage to make people sign waivers saying if you get sick coming to this event, then you can't hold WWE reliable, and you can't sue WWE. Space people out every other seat. Some way, they would have to go at their own risk, and I don't think the building operators want to take any risk right now. This is incredible. I never thought anything like this would happen. A worldwide crisis. It's one thing for people to be sick every year and something like that, but this thing has just been so bizarre to me. There's rumors about how it started and whatnot, but and these are, I think, suspected cases as well. So nothing is really confirmed if you have this virus or not. They don't even really know what it is yet. If people are just going because they're might have a flu or something like that, that's the thing. Do they actually have this COVID virus, or are they just going through flu-like symptoms? So they think they have this. That's what I'm thinking. That might be more on the state side. Oh, I have the flu. Now I have this, and it's really not the COVID-19 virus they have. It's a lot of people overreacting to it, I think, and it's crazy with social media. It gets way blown out of proportion, and when places are shutting down because of it, it gets even scarier because you don't know really what this thing is. And then people are asking for vaccinations, they're asking for this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, we're working on it. It's really a tough situation to be in. Yeah, that's another thing. How will this affect DVD releases? I was gonna release a separate video on this, but let's get into that with the 4 DVDs being brought back. WrestleMania's 15, 17, 18, and 19 will be re-released on Monday, the 23rd, exclusive to the UK. Um, it's supposed to be all original footage, no edits, nothing like this. But I think just repackaged, different covers and things like that. So are those still going to be available? Um, it's a tough spot to be in when your distributors or your mall or something like that. A lot of those places have closed, so they might just postpone release dates at this point in time. There was supposed to be new WrestleMania 36 stands in Walmarts and whatnot. So um, who knows what's going to go on with that. I mean, I tell you, like I've said earlier in this video, I never expected anything to happen like this. And I'll I'll always, try to do my best at making the videos and whatnot and, giving you guys some kind of update. And I wish all of you the best. Stay well. Let's get through this together. This is this is just a big tragedy. I mean, um, my main concern is seeing, the indies getting very hurt by this, and inflation rates after this kind of blows over. You know, we don't really know how long this is going to be. If it's, a week, a month, if it's a couple of months later, who really knows? But you hear about, these shows, they don't want spectators at their wrestling shows. Well, AEW did a empty arena show last night. Very good show. And then WWE doing the empty arena shows. But these indie shows, if they're not selling tickets, they're not making money. And if you're not making money, you have a very tough time living right now. So they canceled Comic-Con and all that crazy stuff, WrestleCon. It's a scary time right now. We got a few people in the chat. So, Brandon Lewis, WWE SmackDown. SmackDown tomorrow night. I tell you what, I'm really upset they took the title off Bray Wyatt. Goldberg wasn't the right choice to be champion. I really think that Cena Wyatt storyline could have used the title. They already had the story. I think your biggest story of the whatever Raw, SmackDown should be the title match, and that is Cena and Wyatt at this point in time. Wyatt lost to Cena 6 years ago, WrestleMania 30. Cena comes back. He's trying to get number 17, breaking Ric Flair's record as the all-time world champion. It's gonna be a good match. It's got a good story to it. It could have been better with the championship. Someone said, do I think it would just go away? It's hard to say with this thing. I don't know. I really don't know. Could it go away? It's possible. It could duplicate. It could replicate probably very fast, but it's got a very short life span. It's something that is, multiplying quickly. but it's going away quickly, I think. So we'll see how long it lasts. It's really tough to say because this is the beginning stages of it. Yeah, you know what? I'm all in favor for the Hall of Fame being released on DVD. It's my favorite time of the year, and sadly they haven't released it the past 2 years. The Hall of Fame is was always special to me. Going back in 2004, they when they initially brought it back, I just thought it was so awesome. Seeing these guys get their last chance to tell their stories and whatnot, and WWE actually giving them recognition for all their hard years of work. So I've always had a lot of respect for WWE doing that. Whether it's legit or not, I appreciate things like that. And then he said it should be included with the SummerSlam DVD. I think that could work if they want to do the Raw and SmackDown after Mania with the DVD set. Whatever. Let's move Hall of Fame to SummerSlam, and let's make that a 3 disc set, and let's make a big deal of that DVD set now, because the WrestleMania DVD kind of sells itself. It's one of the bigger DVDs of the year, but if you put this emphasis on the Hall of Fame and SummerSlam and the biggest party of the summer, and market it in a way, it could become one of your biggest shows, and it already is. And SummerSlam is one of my favorites as well. So yeah, Matt Hardy, AEW. The Broken Brilliance has appeared in AEW. Man, that was awesome. I actually watched the free the delete this morning. That was pretty cool. He It's like the aftermath of when the Young Bucks buried him and whatnot, and then he's popping up out of the grave and he's going crazy. And now instead of the gray and white hair, he's got or gray and black. He's now got the gray part painted red or dyed red, I guess. So looked pretty cool. He seems more sadistic now. Maybe we're gonna see a more ruthless Matt Hardy in AEW. But it looked like he's targeting the Dark Order. I'm still thinking he's gonna, be aligned with them somehow. So it's just awesome. Him and Dean Ambrose, they sat their contracts out. They let them expire. WWE wished them well, and that was it. It is what it is. Vince isn't begging guys to stay anymore. If they want to go, go. They released a few guys, including Luke Harper, who also debuted in AEW last night as Brody Lee, the Exalted One of the Dark Order. So I thought that was cool as well. It's weird hearing him cut promos because he didn't do it much in WWE, and he's good on the mic. He can do it. And if they're gonna give him this big role, the leader of the Dark Order, I think that could work. I always wanted to see him as a WWE champion or something like that. I think WWE right now they leave the same. They leave the characters the same for too long. You know, all they really change is their gear once in a while, but for the most part, they're the same characters. Nothing really changes. I don't really like that. I think Roman Reigns is due for a little change up. He's been wearing the same Shield gear for how many years? It's like you see guys like Kofi, Ziggler, they're pretty much the same they've been for years and years. We've seen the Miz kind of change it up a bit from his tag team days years ago to him ascending to the WWE title, and that's when he really kind of changed his character up until maybe 4 or 5 years ago he became, the A-lister. So it has been done. We see Bray Wyatt to the Fiend now. They do it, but I don't think they do it enough. And I'd like to see more character changes. So back here, 2004 Punk. Yeah, that would be great. So he thinks they should bring documentaries back and on single disc DVDs, but just a doc and a couple of matches, no pay-per-view matches, because we have all the pay-per-views on DVDs and whatnot, and maybe some deleted scenes on the Blu-rays if they chose to do that. I think that would be a great idea. My opinion, I was always a big fan of the documentaries. I look forward to those more than the pay-per-view releases. WWE's current product was never what I look to. I enjoy it for the most part, but it's not really drawing me in and saying, I really need to watch these WWE shows. They're good, they're not, excellent most of the time, but the documentaries are, something just to love. And some of my favorite DVDs are one disc sets. These Triple H DVDs were, fantastic. Something like this could be done in these days. Give us a Roman Reigns DVD, one disc set. They had, but put a little documentary on there, and a couple of his matches from Raw or SmackDown or whatever. Charlotte does not have a DVD. Becky Lynch. There's tons of people that could benefit from something like this. Besides all the legends and whatnot. Bray Wyatt. Wouldn't that be awesome? A Bray Wyatt DVD. I really think they fell off promoting their current talent a few years ago anyway. I think they did it with the Kevin Owens DVD really well. And you'd have to go back to like the Daniel Bryan DVD. We're talking documentaries as well. Um, you could say Paul Heyman, but he's not really a wrestler. They have been few and far between when they actually look to the current talent and say, hey, we'd like to do a documentary on you. And I think that's kind of wrong in a way, because you look at some of the old great DVDs like Stone Cold and Triple H, The Rock, Rey Mysterio, Trish, Lesnar, and they've always really done like best of sets and things like that. And you really want to promote your talent. Just got a few more questions here. Same guy. So, anyways, back to WrestleMania 36. I'm not sure if this whole virus is gonna cancel things out completely, or they just put a hold on things for 30 days or so. This is what I'm speculating. If it was only 30 days from the city of Tampa or whatever, they could have just held off for the 30 days and did it after that, but it's really turned out to a much bigger deal than that. I think they could have done it anyways. Honestly, at this point, I'd probably say stop doing the shows, maybe one a week. Do a 3-hour Raw every week, and have the majority of the talent there. Say we're not doing SmackDown, we're not doing NXT. 3 hours of Raw, we got all our guys here, and just have them sit in the ring and talk for 3 hours, pass the mic around, no matches. I think that would be a hell of a show. This is probably the best time they could have to promote their network. You know, you got AJ Styles on Raw facing The Undertaker. Throw up an old Undertaker match. Say AJ Styles is in the ring cutting a promo and he says, check this out. I want you guys to watch this Undertaker match. And then they play the match if it's 30, 40 minutes, whatever. That'll take up a good chunk of Raw or SmackDown or whatever show it's on. And then he could say, that's the Undertaker I want to face, blah, blah, blah. And, they should have these guys, promoting matches on the network and say, hey, if you want to check out some of Undertaker's classic stuff, check out the network. All that stuff Goldberg did, WCW, it's on the network. Sting, it's on the network. The NWO and Batista and the British Bulldog. Throw up some old Bulldog matches, some NWO stuff. And I think that would be a good way for filling shows for the time being. If it, like I said, if it's just for the next 30 days or whatever. But it's a good way to utilize the network and take up a good portion of your shows, and a good way to promote the network. Because people are going to be inside right now. They're going to have a lot to do. They're going to be looking to stream for a long time, whether that's days on end or whatever. And, people aren't willing to go outside right now. They're not allowed to travel outside of the country. It's a tough time. So anyways, I want to thank you, everyone for joining, and I hope you enjoy WrestleMania. Okay, so I guess the network's been slacking on a lot of that. It really sucks, because they released almost everything in the first year, and now we're waiting for just little things every once in a while. But they released almost every pay-per-view pretty much immediately. A lot of world class and WCW, ECW, and I think right now it's hard for them to upload new stuff. So anyways, guys, I'll keep you updated. Hit that subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, I'll talk to you later. Peace.